Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the Almost got it. Almost got it. I went a bit too fast for my own good. But welcome, guys. It's almost game week 5. We've got a Tuesday deadline. This is crunch time, really, guys, because a lot of people around the FPL world, and there's a lot of FPL players, almost 10 million now, will forget to do their team this week. So this is the start of where people start to kind of give up on FPL when we get those midweek game weeks, when we get those international breaks that's coming up as well. It's almost time for, even if you've got a pretty tragic rank, you can just go up rank simply by playing. So yeah, it's almost time for the good. But yeah, guys, we've got something in particular to talk about today, haven't we? We certainly do, and I'm sure a few of you guys in the chat will already know about this. We spoke about it a little bit on Twitter already, but we have actually received some news that Reece James is not going to be available for tonight's game. He's not in the squad. He's not travelled to the Southampton stadium, the St Mary's. He's unfortunately ill. It seems like he's ill. So he's been taken out of the squad as a precautionary measure. It's nothing serious. We are expecting him to be back reasonably soon, probably by the weekend. So nothing too much to panic about really in terms of his long-term availability. But just make sure you have someone to cover for this game week. And if you want to remove him for someone else just because you really want that player playing today, or playing today or tomorrow, then fair enough, you can go for a replacement. So yes, no Reece James, and I'm sure I'll be saying that a few more times between now and the end of the stream as people dip in and out. But yeah, that's the big news of the day. That's the flavour of the day. I should quickly say welcome Lee Cook. Thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. Appreciate all of the members. Make sure you throw some emojis, and we have actually got the return of the blackcurrant squash today. I thought I'd bring it back. We had a pretty decent game week last week, even though we don't own Haaland. So I think we can bring out the blackcurrant squash and maybe switch back to orange if it goes badly this week. But we'll see. We've got a super chat in here as well from, let me find it, from Little Boy. It's always good to see Little Boy in the super chats. Hi Dan, do you think Walker will start today? I don't think he'll start today. He might start tomorrow though. Yeah, of course, Man City play on Wednesday. I would say that, yeah, it's kind of likely that he plays. I don't really know who else would come in unless Cancelo moves to the right, maybe. And the new lad, I'm sure someone can remind me of his name. What's his name? Gomez Diaz, something Hispanic. He's come over from the Belgian league. It's going to annoy me, so I'm just going to find him. Where is he? Sergio Gomez. Yeah, maybe Sergio Gomez comes in for his Premier League debut. I would not be super confident about that. Look, I would say that Walker probably plays. Probably. But, you know, there's never a guarantee. A few more super chats rolling in here as well. Duncan says, Rodrigo and Etsu. Who is Etsu? Is this like a 4.5 million player of some variety? I've not heard of it. Or is it Atsu? Is it here? Is Atsu still about? Oh, Estupinian. Rodrigo and Estupinian, or Gross and Dunk /5 million for James. I mean, I think if I was to go for a Brighton defender right now, it would be Estupinian. Oh, I don't know if many of you guys know much about him. He's recently signed for Brighton. He's actually done quite well. He's had limited minutes so far. He did start the last game against Leeds, but he's kind of been bedded into this team. He's playing at left wing back. I'm pretty sure he's reasonably nailed. He's come in as a Cucurella replacement, and he's a decent player as well. Quite a creative player. He's already made a number of key chances in his limited minutes, and we're probably expecting him to continue that. So yeah, definitely Estupinian. He's the latest Twitter trend. He's the latest trendy player to go for. I like him a lot. We can see that Brighton have got some great fixtures: Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, even Crystal Palace. But those next three in particular are going to be real opportunities for not just clean sheets, but also attacking returns as well. And we know he likes to put in a cross, put in a key pass. So yeah, he looks pretty decent. He looks pretty nailed. Particularly, Adam Lallana is obviously out, so Trossard is playing in that advanced midfield position, and it means that Estupinian has clear reign over the left wing back slot as well. So yeah, he's a decent player. Obviously played for Villarreal last season, pretty highly rated, still reasonably young. I think he's 22, 23, maybe 24 by now, but Yeah, he's a decent player and he's a decent punt. Now he's got his first start. We always say really with our with these new players that come into the Premier League or transfer clubs, you want to wait just a little tiny bit to see how they start. But we've had a good start from Estepinian. He's got numbers under his belt, so I do like him. I do like him. So yeah, Rodrigo or Gross and then Estepinian is what I would probably recommend there. Let me find. I need to find. We've got loads of super chats coming in today. We've got loads of them. I need to catch up. Harry to Arbo, also known as Haribo. Would you prefer James to Dunk or James to Diaz? I like I say, I don't think I would go for Dunk. I prefer Estepinian. It's a bit more exciting to go for an attacking player like that, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know. It depends. I don't think you actually need to transfer out James necessarily. I am not going to transfer out James. He's going to remain in my team. So I don't know if that means anything to you. If you can cover it with, an Andreas for one game week, then I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. James is not, out long term. So I don't think we need to prioritise that too much. Noel says, should I captain Haaland or Salah? It's kind of up to you. We can talk a little bit about Haaland. Right, the latest on Erling Haaland, the latest is that he might start or he might not. We don't know. We don't have anything clear. And I know loads of people have just continually said, and perhaps kind of misguidedly said, oh, there's no way Haaland gets benched. There's no way. He's never going to get rotated. He is. It is going to happen either game week 5 or game week 6. I would be super, super surprised. I think there's a 10-20% chance of him starting both game week 5 and 6. As soon as he does get that benching, though, I think that's a good thing. Once that's out the way, he's going to be a good option as well because he will have had his rest. But yeah, the reason he's at the club is because Man City can afford to rotate him. That's why he chose Man City, because he wants to be rotated. He wants to be able to manage his minutes just so he doesn't get himself injured. We know he's quite injury prone, and he wants to get back to a slightly better level physically before he can be playing every single game week in the Galacticos style for someone like Real Madrid or something like that. But yeah, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. I don't know when, but some of you might say, okay, well, fine. Even if he is benched, I don't mind having 30 minutes of Haaland off the bench. Might be a good thing as well. So nothing wrong with that. But when it comes into your captaincy decision, it's a little bit more difficult. But, I know a lot of people are still in denial about this, but Pep Guardiola has once again reaffirmed that literally in the press conferences, he was asked directly, will Haaland play tomorrow? And the answer was, well, you'll have to wait and see until tomorrow. And then he went on to speak about Alvarez and how Alvarez is an option. They really rate him. They like his technical ability. And Alvarez is ready to play at the striker role. In those situations where Haaland is going to be rotated, it's going to happen at some point. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but the facts, the quotes, everything is out there for you to see for yourself. So that would put me off captaining him, I think. Just that chance of a one-pointer is kind of a little bit risky, isn't it? But I don't know. It's up to you. If Haaland plays and starts, and this is the risk, if he starts against Nottingham Forest, we're talking potential for another hat-trick. Yet another hat-trick. It's up to you. But Salah seems safer, I would say. But not everyone values safety. Not everyone. Some people like a risk. Eduardo says, sold James for Saliba, will bring Tony in next game week. Fair enough. I think you can do worse than to transfer in Saliba, to be fair. He is one of those better, cheaper defenders. Probably not my favourite. I still do prefer a bit of a Purvis. But yeah, Saliba, not bad at all. Official Blue Drop says replacements for Zinchenko. We'd be talking about similar players, really. Estepinian is probably my favourite at the moment. I'm not even going to lie. Perisic has a real high chance of being rotated in the midweek game, but then he's probably good after that. Cucurella is obviously an option if you fancy Cucurella. In terms of Zinchenko and Reece James replacements, these are the kind of players we're talking about. We're talking about Reece James, not Reece James, Cucurella, who is kind of a like-for-like switch. We've got, obviously, Perisic, if you don't mind risking the minutes because you think, okay, maybe he won't get as many minutes, but he has that really super high ceiling when he does play. Or you go for someone a little bit different, a little bit cheaper. Estepinian would be top of the list for me in terms of those slightly cheaper defenders. So yeah, when I was looking at my James replacements earlier on today, where I've kind of decided I'm not going to make the change. I certainly, like some of you guys I can see in the chat saying, should I take a -4 to take out Reece James? I don't think I would take a -4 to do it. No way. If I had 2 transfers right now and I didn't really know what to do with one of my transfers, then I would consider it. But you kind of, if you've got 1 transfer to use, then it's kind of a little bit more difficult and you have to make that decision. But top three Reece James and Zinchenko replacements in my eyes are probably Cucurella, Perisic, and Estupinian. So there we go. There's 3 options for you. Christian says Rodrigo captain too risky. It's risky, all right, my friend. But I mean, everything is a risk. Everything is a risk in FPL. It's just a case of whether you are willing to take that risk, I suppose. It's kind of up to you, my friend. Sesk says, hey buddy, how's it going? It's going pretty well. Got a nice cup of tea on the go. I'm ready for another evening of football. So yeah, happy, good spirits over here. And Sesk says, I'm selling James to either Cucurella or Dunk. Fair enough. I mean, like I say, it depends how many transfers you have. Wouldn't do a -4. Would possibly do it if I had 2 transfers. If I had 1, it's kind of coin toss scenario. But yeah, Cucurella looks like a good option. Not as convinced by Dunk, but you know, Dunk gets like random header goals. Like it happens randomly, doesn't it? So you never know. It could absolutely really work. You have to have a bit of luck on your side, but sometimes that's all you need. Hassan says Gundogan or Jesus as captain. I kind of like the idea of Gundogan captain. To be fair, I would really be considering that. We'll do a poll soon for captaincy. Let me just get through these super chats and then we'll do a captaincy poll and see where everyone's leaning. But yeah, Gundogan I certainly do like, and Jesus I like as well. I do like him. Ollie Jakob Haug says, need the expert's opinion. I'm not sure I would call myself an expert, but I'll try and help you out, my friend. Start Andreas Pereira or Dunk. Already have Sanchez in goal. I would double up. I would play Dunk. I'll play Dunk. I like it a lot. Let's see. Oh, that's a hard name to pronounce. Liestensnes says, love the content. Well, thank you very much, Liestensnes. Both James and Zinchenko. Oh man, that's not ideal. Only Nico Williams and Andreas on the bench. 1 free transfer. Thoughts? I would take Zinchenko and replace him with probably. It depends on your budget. Cucurella, Zinchenko to Cucurella, and then that does double you up on Chelsea defence, which is questionable, of course, but it still looks like a good. If you haven't got Sanchez in goal, it might be worth going for Estupinian. And play Andreas as well. Nothing wrong with playing Andreas, I don't think. You know, he's a decent player, very decent player. We sometimes forget that. Difficult fixture, I suppose. FPL USA says Aronson punt to replace 5 million midfielder and cover Reece. I'm just not convinced. I'm just not completely convinced by Aronson, to be fair. Do his numbers look any better from last game week? I kind of probably doubt it. Let's have a look. Of course, we're on Fantasy Football Hub, as always. If you want to check this out, there is a link in the description. But certainly, he had a good game week 1. But if we take it from game week... Wait, did he have a good game week 1? Or game week 2, was it? Can't remember. But, yeah, last couple of game weeks, his numbers have not been amazing, if I remember correctly. No, last 2 games, just 2 shots and 2 key passes. Yes, he did score, but I'm not sure it's enough. You know, 5.5, can you afford someone else? If we look at the region of kind of 6 million or less midfielders, like Pascal Gross would obviously be top of my shopping list. I think he's a really good pick. Looks good. Let's go by expected points. Up there is Gross, Gordon, even March and Almiron, and Eze and Harrison. Loads of players kind of above, so far this season, above Aronson. Aronson's not even making the first page. In fact, Andreas Pereira is ahead of Aronson on those expected numbers, you know, so... yeah, I'm still not completely convinced by Aronson, if I'm honest. Pick one of those players you see on screen there. There's some decent little midfielders in that on that page. Jack says James to 4 million plus 4.5 to meet. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you know, move James down to a cheapie and then use that to get Mitrovic into your team. I mean, you could do. You've got 2 free transfers. It may be worth just using one of them. Would I do 2 of them? I do like Mitrovic, to be fair. It's not the worst idea, Jack, to be fair. I do kind of like it. Maybe consider the Mitrovic move. Maybe consider the Mitrovic move. It's an interesting one. Andre G says, I have 5 defenders. James, Perisic, Trent, Robbo and Cancelo. Sell James and De Silva for Patterson and Rodrigo. Would take a -4. Also took a -4 last week. I wouldn't worry about the fact you took a -4 last week. I wouldn't let that impact you too much. You've got to treat it as everything in individual situations. So you're in a new situation. This is a new game week with new problems. And I wouldn't let last week factor into that. Let's see. So, De Silva is not the worst player to transfer out. James is not the worst player. It depends. Have you got anything on your bench where you can just cover it? If not, like Patterson and Rodrigo are obviously very good picks as well. Very good picks. But, there's an option there to just cover it with someone on your bench. And James should be back by Gameweek 6. So, a few people saying, I already have 150,000. Yes, that's why the bar is full. And I need to set a new, subs target, because my subs bar is full and I've got 150,000. I don't know what the next target should be though. 200,000 subscribers is probably not going to happen anytime soon. It probably won't happen for another year. I mean, it could technically happen. Don't know. Let me know, guys. What should the next subscriber target be? Because I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if we can find any more super chats. I know there's been quite a few, so apologies if I'm missing any. There are a lot coming in. City Man says Newcastle good defensively and Haaland risk, maybe captain Cancelo. You could do I don't even mind. Trent Alexander-Arnold captaincy is not the worst idea if you fancy a defender instead. Newcastle, for the record, I don't think I've been that great defensively, and we can have a look at some of their numbers as well, because I do want to kind of highlight this. The Newcastle have not actually been quite as good defensively as I kind of hoped they would be. So let's have a look here. So let's go to defensive. Non-penalty expected goals against. And, well, there you go. Newcastle, second bottom in terms of defences. So Newcastle are the second worst defence in the league in terms of non-penalty goals conceded. Non-penalty expected goals conceded. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, in terms of actual goal, expected goals conceded in general, they're still third bottom. So yes, although when you look at it, you look at actual stats, it doesn't always tell the full story. Newcastle have only conceded 4 goals. Maybe you put that down partially to Nick Pope. Maybe you put that down partially to some teams not being able to finish their dinner. Like Brighton, for example. Obviously, Newcastle kept a clean sheet against Brighton, and Brighton could have absolutely gone mad in that game. They really could. Look, Brighton could have scored a few goals against Newcastle. They are giving up a lot of chances. So, even though we think, Newcastle tough defence, you have to kind of adapt to this new information. And so far, Newcastle have not been great defensively. And obviously, they are missing some key players as well at the moment. Got a few key injuries. So, I wouldn't write off Liverpool players on the basis that Newcastle are a tough team. That's what I'd say on that one. Sahil says, thoughts on wildcard? Let's have a look at this wildcard you've suggested, Sahil. Edison, Perisic, Trent, James / well, you wouldn't go for James, would you? Because he's injured. Well, he's ill. So he wouldn't be playing this week. So I would not be putting Reece James in. I'll just go for, Kukurea seems sensible if you want that Chelsea defensive. Sterling, Rashford, Martinelli, Harrison, Diaz, Kane and Jesus. Sahil, I'm going to be honest, I'm not completely convinced by this team. You're missing a few key players that are playing really well right now. If we go, let's go back on this. If we look at the players who are putting up the best underlying numbers right now, you've got a lot of big ones missing. So obviously, wait, what? This is. I'm backwards. That's why we just look at top, not bottom. So Haaland, Mitrovic, Kane, Rodrigo, Martinelli, De Bruyne, Salah, Gross, Zaha, Tony. All of you have none of these players. You have none of these players. Well, other than Martinelli there, you have none of these players who are putting up the best underlying numbers. Pretty much. So you need to get in on some of these. Like Kane as a Haaland replacement, I think is fine in the short term. But you've got no Rodrigo, you've got no Gross. You're missing some key players there. So I'm not fully convinced by that one, Sahil. Fair enough, wild card, but I think maybe make sure that wild card team is looking. Adam says, "Hi mate, what's happening with Zinchenko?" He could play. He could play. He might not be. If you have both Zinchenko and Reece James in your team, then you probably should replace one of them just to be safe. There's also the fact that Tierney is doing just fine. There's no rush for Zinchenko to be in, other than potentially Zinchenko playing in defensive midfield, because there's no Partey, there's no El Neni. So maybe Zinchenko's going to play deep midfield, in which case he might not get as many attacking opportunities. Don't know. It's difficult to say. So yeah, I don't want to make any promises on Zinchenko, to be honest, but he's going to be back soon. But we know Reece James is going to be back soon. So if you don't have Reece James, I don't think you really need to worry about Zinchenko. Just cover it. Just cover it. Make sure it's covered with your bench, just in case. All right. We've got too many super chats. I'm going to be missing a lot of super chats here, guys, so I have to apologise on that one. Arvid says, De Silva and Saka out for -4. Bench for -4. Bench is Reece. Oh, hang on. Bench Reece and Rodrigo and Gross in. I mean, look, Rodrigo and Gross look good. You could do that even for a -4. I would consider it. I would consider that even for a -4, to be fair. Yeah, Arvid, I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. Ipsit says, what to do with Robbo? Love the content. You do nothing with Robbo. Newcastle are missing all of their attackers right now. Ishak is probably not going to have his work permit in time. So it's going to be we know Sam Maximan's probably going to be out as well. So in all likeliness, it's going to be a front three of Fraser, Wood and Almiron. And that does not really scream to me goals. So in that case, these Liverpool defenders actually could be pretty decent for this week. Capril? Not really sure. Is James' injury confirmed? No bench to cover. James' injury, it's not an injury, it's an illness. Look, nothing's ever 100% confirmed. But according to all of the reports coming out of everywhere, he is ill. He's not travelled with the squad as a precaution, so he's not even going to be on the bench for Chelsea. And, it's nothing serious. That's what we know, what we've been told. So no James today. When you say you've got no bench to cover, what about an Andreas? What about a Patterson? What about, maybe not Nico Williams so much, but if you've got an Andreas or a Patterson or a De Silva, you can do a lot worse. You can do a lot worse for those guys. Matthew Vaughan says a similar thing. Is James out this game week? Best replacements. He is going to be out this game week. I think he's going to be back by game week 6, though. Best replacements in no particular order are Cucurella, Perisic, minutes risk, and Estupinian. Pervin Estupinian, who plays for Brighton, is their left wing back. So that kind of could work out quite well, I think. Albas says Kulu to Gross worth it, or bank the free transfer. Also bench one of Perisic, Tony, Kulu, or Gross if I make the transfer. Well, this is a lot of questions. KDB or Cancelo for captain? Captain KDB. There you go. There's your one answer to one of those many questions. But I'm going to get through this, Albas. We're going to sort this out. So KDB is your captain. Don't bench Gross. If you don't bench Gross, whatever you do, don't bench. You can't really bench Perisic, Tony, or Kulusevski. I would maybe think about Kulusevski. Kulusevski is not the worst player, but I would think about Kulusevski to Gross, and then maybe you bench Perisic, and hope that he doesn't start. But really, you don't want to be benching any of those players. It's a tricky one, isn't it? But yeah, Kulusevski to Gross, I think could potentially be worth it, and then you can free up some money and make a nice transfer next week, I suppose. A few people asked about Trossard as well, who I do kind of like. Yeah, I do kind of like Trossard. People with talking about having De Silva. Yeah, I think De Silva covers James for one game week. Bambi Lamb says, as always, mate, you have saved the day. James straight to the bench. For 1 week only, and then he'll be back. Jamie says, is Bailey a decent cover for James? Otherwise, take a -4. So Bailey's playing against Arsenal. Is he even guaranteed to get minutes? Not necessarily. Have you really got nothing? Have you really got nothing on the bench? Of course, let's maybe do a bench list. All right. Let's do a bench list. I haven't got one planned because I kind of feel like you know, everyone's in such mud with injuries at the moment that there is really no benches to be even talking about, you know. Someone also asked where Mrs. FPL Mate is. She will be making a return to the channel soon. She'll be making a return to the channel soon. We just need to figure out when. The thing is, it's been so hectic that, you know, the schedule is so tight at the moment that it's been difficult to kind of find the time to squeeze a Mrs. FPL Mate video in. Let's do a bench list. Right. Let's have a look through our fixtures as well. Let's have a looky-loo. We've got 35 minutes till deadline, by the way, guys, so think about wrapping those decisions up. Right, so the main bench players, in my opinion, are Nico Williams, who plays against Man City. So I think we can pretty comfortably put Williams, like pretty much at the bottom in terms of realistic plays. You know, you put Bailey pretty low as well because of about minutes and the fact that he's playing against Arsenal, who are statistically the best defence at the moment, which is pretty mad. We've got, I think Nathan Patterson is not the worst pick in the world. Let's put Patterson there. Let's put Andreas on there and De Silva on there. Like something like that, would you say? In terms of those proper benchy bench options. So obviously, if you've got some of these players, then maybe they can cover you. A few people saying Rodrigo captain, by the way, in the chat. That's a really interesting one. A few people saying Trent captain as well. Oh, Lucas says I missed a super chat. I'm so sorry, Lucas. I can only apologise. Hi, Dan. You missed my super chat. I know you have plenty of them, but I'm so sorry. Yeah, if I can find it, Lucas, I'll be more than happy to do that. The thing is, they come on and off my screen. When a lot come in, they come on and off my screen so fast that I can't even I can't even find them because they don't load. It doesn't load that far back. So in fact, if you just put it, Lucas, put it in the chat, and I'll just keep an eye on the chat. That's what we'll do. That is what we'll do. But anyway, we've got a super chat from Jandre. Hi Dan, 2 free transfers, worth selling KDB now for Diaz? Oh no, I don't think so. I would even be considering captaining KDB this week. Oh no, I don't think I could sell him. Yeah, I don't think I could sell KDB. You say you got 2 free transfers and you want to upgrade to someone else though. You're right, it does feel wrong. It does feel wrong, doesn't it? But KDB and KDB and De Silva to Gundogan and like Pascal Gross or Rodrigo, that does look nice, doesn't it? It does look nice. Yeah. Jandre, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. You know, the more I read it, the better it looks. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say yes, but please don't come back to me when KDB gets a 20-pointer. Please, 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 please. But yeah, Gundogan I like. If Diaz, if you're bringing in Diaz and Gundogan for those 2 players, then it's decent, man. It's decent. Someone says put Reed. Like I know a few Let's Talk FPL followers have Reed. The absolute 2-point merchant. Is he down to 4.4 million as well? He'd be going like if you just the 2 point from Reed I guess is safe, but I mean it's nothing great, is it? It's nothing great, but we'll put him on. We'll put him on. Lucas, I'm still looking for your message as well, my friend. If you can re-enter whatever you said before. Nicholas says, hello Dan, how are you? I'm good, my friend. Estepinian or who for Patterson? Estepinian. There you go. You've answered your own question. You don't need me. Estepinian looks good. A few people still asking if James is 100% out. I will never say 100% until the game kicks off. But I would say I'm like 95%. In fact, I'm like 99%. You know, it's really, really unlikely. You know, it would take a miracle because from all of the reports, and obviously I've not been to the Chelsea hotel, but the word is that James has not even travelled, that he's ill, and coming from some respected sources as well. So Reece James, never say 100%, but I am really, really, I think it's really, really unlikely. Really, really unlikely. Like mega unlikely. I think there's more of a chance of Salah blanking in a 9-0 win than Reece James playing this week. Which is insane odds, isn't it, really? Absolutely insane. So yeah, but I'm sure a few people will be asking that again and again throughout the stream. So apologies if I'm repeating myself on that one, but people hop in and out of the stream, and I want to make sure everyone knows. Lina May says, let's go to the Chelsea hotel. Right, come on, we're packing up, guys. Come with me. No, I'm joking. But yeah, that's kind of the only way you'd know for 100%, right? That's the only way you'd know for 100%. Let's. I missed Lucas's chat again. Is Lucas? Is your Oh, I found it. I found you, Lucas. Am I crazy to keep Saka and Neto for this game week instead of going Rodrigo and Gross? I have two free transfers. I don't need extra cash. I think Saka and Neto are capable of returns this game week. Your thoughts, Dan? Well, Neto plays against Bournemouth this week, doesn't he? That's the big one. That's the big one. So, you're not crazy. Well, you're not crazy for wanting to stick with those two. In fact, it's arguably a good idea to not make those transfers. Rodrigo and Gross are obviously have looked like monsters so far this season, but Neto on a fixtures basics looks amazing. I don't think Neto's been bad necessarily, and Saka I've not really got a problem with either. Aston Villa is a pretty dodgy looking team so far this season. So maybe not. Jandre says, can also do Ramsdale to Raya, De Silva to Gross, keep KDB. Not as convinced by that one. The goalkeeper transfer seems really sideways. It depends how desperate you are for Gross, because that pair of transfers, like Ramsdale to Raya, is probably a downgrade. And therefore, how willing are you to keep KDB? Are you looking to keep KDB long term as well? Or do you want him gone? You're not really that bothered about having him. But it's just one of those ones. Like I said the same thing last game week, I'll say the same thing again. You can take a risk and remove a player like Haaland. You can take a risk, you can remove a player like KDB. But these are players that are so explosive that on any given game week, you remove them, you have to understand that they can go nuclear and punish you for selling them. Whether you think they're risky or not. They have that in their locker. On a good day, they're going to explode. And KDB is exactly the same. Would not be surprised by a 15-pointer from KDB, maybe even more. That's your risk. How badly do you want Gross? Enough that you would sacrifice Ramsdale and bring him down to Raya. How much do you want KDB long term? Because you got to think long term as well. I'm uncomfortable advising people to sell KDB. And also, Jandre, I don't want to give you a direct answer. I want to kind of influence you rather than tell you what to do. So, look, if it's me, I'm probably keeping KDB. I'm probably not doing anything. And just play De Silva. But you can make it. You've got 2 free transfers. All right. Fine. Raya and Gross. There you go. You've got it out me. Do Raya and Gross. Do that one. Josh Hollis says, what do you think of a Rashford? Not appearing at the top of my list of players that I want, really. Even if we go to midfielders. Let's go midfielders under 7.5 million. So we take those spenny guys out of the way. Rashford's not making the first page in terms of underlying stats. Oh, yeah, he is. He's right down here, though. Not sure, not fully convinced. Like around the similar price, we've got Rodrigo, Martinelli, Gross, even Zaha, when he's available. Gordon, Sam Maximan here. I know he's not available either, but yeah, there's just so many players above him in the underlying stats that I would not really be considering it. There's too many other better options. But, look, it's a differential. If you fancy a differential, there are definitely worse players to go for sure. But there's other players that are more appealing, more, looking good, you know. Vitislav. Oh, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. Vitislav says, hi, Dan. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well. Any info about Chilwell, if he travelled with the team or if his condition is getting better? He wasn't in any training photos, but I'm not seen if Chilwell's travelled or not. I wonder if any of you guys know if Chilwell travelled or not, and if you can point me to a source on that. But either way, he's looking pretty mudded at the moment, isn't he? So I would not be convinced by Chilwell. I would not be going near him personally. If I had him, I'd be selling him, because even when everyone's fit, even when Chilwell's fit, he's still like really risky. Like at the moment, Cucurella's just like thrown everything off at Chelsea. He really has, hasn't he? So I'm not sure about that one. Lubomir, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel as well. Throw those blackcurrant squash emojis in the chat. Things you love to see. Things you love to see. I'll have a little swig. I'll have a little swig for the boys. People still talking. Are we selling James or not? Are we selling him? Should we have a look at some underlying numbers for some defenders? And I don't think Estepinian is actually on this, on Fantasy Football Hub's data yet. But so Adam Collier has got a super chat here. Says, who to bench out of Saliba, Cucurella or Perisic? Have Sanchez, Trent, Salah, KDB, Gundogan, Martinelli, Rodrigo, Tony and Jesus. Yeah, you're not going to bench any of those guys. You've got to bench one of Saliba, Cucurella or Perisic. I'd want to play Cucurella. Saliba is the obvious bench, I think. Perisic is a risky one because he's either a 10-pointer or a 1-pointer, isn't he? So I'd be super tempted to play Perisic. Super tempted to play Perisic. But if you're playing Perisic, understand the risk. Saliba is like, I know he's got a golden assist so far this season. That ain't gonna happen again. Like, if we're actually looking let's have we're looking at defenders anyway, aren't we? Saliba has taken one shot all season, crazy shot, and it went in. Yes, he's got a decent amount of XA, but he's made one key pass, one big chance created, and that big chance created, it was when the ball just bounced off him. It just bounced off him. So if we are like actually being real here, Saliba is not going to get a lot of attacking returns. Now, he'll get clean sheets. Arsenal's defence is looking good. But like anyone who thinks that those kind of goals and assists are going to continue are unfortunately perhaps a little misguided. So Saliba is probably the player I'll bench out of those players. And I'm not massively convinced by anything. Dan Cross is here, and he has apparently lost the plot. Dan Cross, what is wrong, my friend? What is wrong? The moderator extraordinaire, the best moderator in FPL, Dan Cross. He says James and Da Silva to Cucurella and Eze. Eze! I mean, we've got that Man City game out of the way, haven't we? Eze looks pretty good on the underlying stats as well, didn't he? He's kind of up there. Yeah, he's like he's in Odegaard and Eriksen territory. Better than Harrison. Almost as good as Son. Yeah. Has he done enough yet? He's created a lot of big chances. 3 big chances created. He's an assist machine. I don't mind Eze. The fixtures haven't quite picked up for Crystal Palace yet, though, have they? We've still got a few weeks until Crystal Palace season. But it's coming. So Brentford, Newcastle, Man United, Brighton. I guess that could be worse, couldn't it? But really, we're looking for that game week 10 onwards, aren't we? Leeds, Leicester, Wolves, Everton, Southampton, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, and Bournemouth. That, man, we got to get Zaha for that run, really, haven't we? Honestly, I'm just going to keep James. I'm just going to have him on the bench. I think that's fine. Just leave him there. Just leave him right there. Eirik says, transfer James before the news. Tip 0. You already got him in. 0 transfers left. I would not take a -4 to get rid of James. I don't think that's going to be worth it. Just play someone on your bench, my friend. If you've got an Andreas or a Patterson or someone like that, I think that covers. I think you're all good. Paul Roberts says, hi Dan, love your channel. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate that. Who do you think I should play instead of James? Dunk or Pereira, given that they play each other? I would be team Dunk on this one. I'd be team Slam Dunk if I had a choice. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a choice. I'm going kind of Andres Pereira by default. But you know, if I had Dunk, I would be Team Dunk. So yeah, that's what I would say there. We've got a new member, Boss Man. Oh wait, no, it's not a new member. You've been a member for 8 months. Well, thank you for sticking with me for so long. I appreciate it. Jas says, the silver to Harrison. Team is Ward, Trent, Cancelo, Robertson, Gabriel, Salah, Martinelli, Gundo, Andreas, Jesus, Kane. Also, what should I do with Robertson? You don't do anything with Robertson. Play him. Play him. Any urgent changes besides goalkeeper? Yeah, obviously that goalkeeper situation is not ideal. Would I do De Silva to Harrison? Probably not. Probably not, no. How much is Harrison right now? He is 6.1 million. I just feel like that's a little bit much. Have you got Pascal Gross? I prefer Pascal Gross at a similar price. Wait, have you got... Yeah, you haven't got Gross. So, I mean, yeah. That looks pretty good, to be fair. De Silva to Gross, that's a decent transfer. That's what I would do, Jess. Sebastian says, I bought in Pervis Estupinian before he played a game, simply because my brother is a Hull City supporter and he loves Oscar Estupinian. I didn't even... is Oscar Estupinian a Hull player who is he the brother of Pervis? I didn't even know there was another Estupinian. I did not know that. I'll do some research after. But yeah, certainly Pervis. Pervis is the boy. He's the boy. So I like that one. You got in there early. You're a trendsetter. You're an FPL hipster. That's what you need. A nice pat on the back. That's what you need. Awo says, hope you have a nice day. I always have a nice day, Awo. Every day is a nice day in the world. Between Perisic, Robertson and Martinelli, who would you bench? Out of those three, probably Perisic. My other players are pretty solid, but I have to bench one of these three. It's tough that you have to bench one, Awo. But yeah, Perisic is probably the one I'd bench. And then I would just put my hands together and say, oh, Perisic, please get a 1-pointer. Please get benched. I've benched you. Now I want Conte to bench you. And we'll all bench Perisic together. And everything will be amazing. Darshan says, expected points of Kane versus KDB versus Jesus and James to Cucurella 1 free transfer. Like I say, I don't think I'm going to do the James to Cucurella move, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it, but it's just something... I'm happy to just go with my bench player for 1 week because I do want Reece James long term. I do want him. Like, he is a player that I like, and I, you know, so especially when, you know, Fofana is playing and James is moving into that right wing back position. It's just going to be beautiful. We're gonna get Reece James back. We'll get our Reece James back, which will be amazing, amazing. Expected points though of those guys, they're both kind of high on the expected points. Let's have a look. So Kane is here, so he's top dog. De Bruyne is there, and Jesus is a little bit lower down here. But there you go. There's the three there. I'll let you have a little look on screen of those stats whilst we have a look at some other super chats. Hopefully that's helpful to you, Darshan. Tyler says, happy with the team, except unsure about Kulusevski. Only one transfer, so should I wait their next game week change to Gross or use that money elsewhere? Opinions on Kulusevski. I'm not totally convinced by Kulusevski, to be honest. I would rather have, you know, if Gross and Kulusevski were the same price, you know, you choose Gross every time. Like, if Kulusevski was... Wait, no, do you... Wait, no, I've said this completely wrong. If they are different price... If, like... My brain is just... I just had an absolute brain fart. Kulusevski is worse value for money than Gross, is what I'm saying. Much worse value for money. But money doesn't really seem to be an issue from what you've told me, from the information I have from you. So... Maybe wait a game week and wait for an opportunity where you can reinvest the money saved elsewhere. Obviously, Kane. Well, not Kane. Sorry, Spurs. Might as well just say Kane. Spurs play against West Ham. That's a fixture that sometimes has a decent amount of goals in, but it's not like the easiest fixture in the world. There is possibility there for Kulusevski to get some points, but at the same time, Pascal Gross is an absolute Donny. Isn't he? Absolute Donny. So I would tentatively wait one more game week, I think. Adam says, thanks Dan, love the channel, thought the same. Spot on, my friend. Spot on. It's always good when everyone's on the same page, isn't it? Like when multiple people think the same thing, it's usually a good thing, right? Usually, wisdom of the crowd. Ryan in the chat here says Rico Henry to Estepinian worth the transfer. Possibly, you know. I don't dislike Rico Henry. I don't think he's the worst player to have in the world, but I would consider that. I would consider that genuinely. It's kind of up to you, Ryan. It's a toughie. It's a toughie. But all questions in FPL are toughies. Rich with a £5 super chat. Thank you very much, Rich. Says 2 free transfers. Robertson and Andreas out. Perisic and Gross in. Gets me to Gross, but the defence is weaker. If not this, what should I do? You got 2 free transfers. I know this is really controversial, but I think Robertson and Andreas outscore Perisic and Gross this week. I really do. Is there any, I would not be selling Robertson just because Newcastle's attack is significantly weakened. They're most likely going to go in with an attack of Fraser, Wood, and Almiron, and they're not even going to have Bruno Guimaraes there to feed them. Like a Wilsonless, a Sam Maximin-less, and a Bruno Guimaraes-less Newcastle attack is certainly not potent, is it? Well, then you never know. Robertson could get rotated and that all goes out to the window, doesn't it? Oh, Rich, when in doubt, do nothing, I think, is your answer there. I'm not sure I'm convinced by that. Kirsty in the super chat here as well says Zinchenko and Bailey out for Saliba and Silva, or Estupinian and Martinelli. I like Estupinian and Martinelli. To get rid of Zinchenko, then you don't have that risk anymore. And then you got rid of Bailey as well, who is, turned out to be a massive troll. Estupinian and Martinelli, to bring them in, I think would be a good thing. I think that would be a good thing. There are 2 players that look good at the moment. Can you do Estupinian and Gundogan? Maybe Gundogan instead of Martinelli as a kind of 1 week punt type deal. That's kind of, if you could afford to do Estupinian and Gundogan, Kirsty, I would possibly do that. Possibly. AJ, my guys, thank you very much for the super sticker there. Appreciate it. Jandre says, Captain Salah Hall or KDB, assuming all-star. Let's do a captain's poll. I'm not going to put KDB in the captain's poll, though. And then sorry, there's been so many super chats today, guys. I really do appreciate it, but we've got so many. It's difficult to stay on top of them. All right, so last-minute captaincy poll. Let me write it now. I don't think we'll put KDB in. I don't think KDB makes the top 3. I think the top 3 are going to be Salah, Haaland, and apologies for me still saying Haaland like Haaland. I just feel more comfortable saying it the Norwegian way. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. And then I'll put other. So Salah, Haaland, Jesus, or other. And I'll assume that most of the others are KDB. KDB, but we'll see. Get your votes in. But yeah, out of those 3, I would probably lean towards captaining KDB. I like him as a captain. I think he's safe, good fixture. Haaland, I think, is just too risky. I'm so scared of a 1-pointer from Haaland, or I would be. So scared about that. Vitislav says, sorry if you read this before. Any news about Chilwell match fitness if he went to Southampton with a squad? Important for my draft league. Thanks, mate. The only thing I know is that I didn't see him in any training pictures from yesterday. That doesn't necessarily mean he hasn't trained. It just means that he hasn't been pictured training. But there was quite a lot of pictures. I think it was 55 pictures and he wasn't in any of them, which is not great. Chilwell is like I kind of said earlier on in the stream, he's kind of mudded anyway. He's not really a player I'd be keen on either way. If you have him in your draft team, I would consider selling him and seeing what you can pick up. If you can pick up an Estupinian, maybe no one in your draft league has caught wind of that one yet. I think that's a nice little pickup as a bit of a draft league differential. A few people still asking about Reece James. Yes, he is ill. He is ill. Probably going to be back for Gameweek 6. Darshan says, Captain Kane or KDB this week? Probably lean towards KDB on that one. De Bruyne captain, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yash says, sell or keep Son. Best replacements. I've Salah, Andreas, Gross, Rodrigo. Maybe KDB. Son to KDB isn't bad. Or you can just downgrade and go for like a Gundogan or someone. Mr. President says, James out, who to bring in? Already have 3 Arsenal. Like I say, I would prefer to keep James because I don't think he's going to be out for more than a game week. And yeah, the options to bring someone in for James are, in my opinion, Cucurella, Perisic, and Estepinian. I like those three if you want to move. Mad Men at Work says, which one to play, Walker, Jensen, or Andreas? I play Walker, definitely. Definitely play Walker out of those three. Jensen I don't like that much, but you could play him. It's kind of up to you. Ragav says, -4, James and De Silva out for Cucurella and Gross. It's not bad. It's not bad. Even for a -4, that's not bad because you've made two. Well, you've got Gross now that does really improve your chances. It's not bad. Like I said, I'm still leaning towards keeping James. I'm not convinced by selling him unless you do have options. Unless you do have options. Nicolas says Estepinian versus Dunk, and I would say Estepinian. I really do prefer him. He's creating a lot in the limited minutes so far. I think he's reasonably nailed on. I think he's a good little player, and I think he's going to turn out to be a really, really good pick. Captaincy poll has Jesus pretty low, but 8% still suggests that he's probably the third most popular captain because others only on 9%, and that includes KDB. It includes players like Cancelo and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Rodrigo, who I know a lot of people are talking about captaining Rodrigo. Mansour, thank you very much for the super sticker. Bench list. We haven't really got a bench list this week. We've got a mini bench list. It's not a very good one. Yeah, we've got a bad bench list. Aha! The show team gang have arrived. Regular viewers of the streams will know very well that 10 minutes before deadline, we see the show team gang. So welcome, show team gang. Welcome to the stream. Love you guys. I will show you my team very shortly because we don't like to let down the show team gang. Let's see how many are in the chat today. Someone says Shrewsbury Hall double L. I think that's an L, isn't it? Anirudh says Zinchenko out for how many game weeks? Maybe zero. Maybe zero. There's every chance he plays tomorrow, but he's gonna be playing most likely at defensive midfielder. Most likely. But yeah, he may be actually necessary. Show Team Gang needs an emoji. Okay, fine. We'll sort that out. Show Team Gang gets an emoji next week. We will dedicate more. We'll dedicate more time to the Show Team Gang. We need to give them. We need to just meme them. We just need it's become a channel meme now. So let's have some fun with it. Crump Dump. That's an interesting username, my friend. Has there been news on Haaland not starting? Not news so much as more like Pep being a little bit elusive, kind of saying, he may start tomorrow, he may be on the bench tomorrow. Alvarez can play at striker. We're gonna bench Haaland when games get tight and get close together. But I would say that I'm 80% sure that Haaland either gets benched in one of game week 5 or 6. So I'm reasonably confident he gets benched at least once over the next 2. I don't know if it's going to be this time or next time. Really difficult to say. I'd say there's a 40% chance of him getting benched tomorrow. I'd say there's a 40% chance of him getting benched at the weekend. 20% chance of him playing both. And there's basically a 0% chance of him being benched for both. But I don't think he'll be benched for both, if that helps at all. But yeah, he's going to get rotated pretty soon, unfortunately. So it's kind of up to you. It's kind of up to you. Let's whiz through these super chats because we're running out of time. Lipex says, send a Jesus captain this week. You could do. I think he's probably, in my opinion, the 4th best captain option for the week. But, it's often it's one of those weeks where you can kind of go. It's a little bit of a more even split, I would say, this week, slightly more even. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind that send. I don't mind that send at all. Ben says, "Help quick! Do I get Rodrigo for Kulusevski?" I would definitely consider that. I would definitely consider it. Yeah, I would possibly do that. Vishal says, "Show Team Gang." This is funny. I'm enjoying the fact we've got a new channel meme. So we've got, what are the channel memes? We've got the most recent memes are kind of Blackcurrant Squash Gang and Show Team Gang. Dan B says, play Andreas or Patterson? I would play Andreas of the two. Serendipitipsy says, hey Dan, Saka to Diaz this game week or maybe next? I kind of like it this week, my friend. I kind of like it this week. At the same time, Saka has a decent fixture as well. It's up to you. I mean, Diaz has to look good, to be fair. I would probably do it. I'd probably do it. Crump Dump says, I love you, XOX. Thank you, Crump Dump. I appreciate that, my friend. I've never been told that I'm loved by someone called Crump Dump. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Show teams in the chat. There's so many teams in the chat. Oh, we've got the Grub Gang. Yeah, we've got the Grub Gang. The thing is, if you've got a Harry Kane in your team, if you've got a Harry in your team, then you need a Grubby the free elf. So it's like they come as a pair. If you've got Harry, you need Grubby. Show team or unsubscribe, please. Thanks. Jimmy BJB says, thoughts on James and De Silva to Cucurella and Gross. It's a good double transfer. Probably wouldn't do it for a -4. Probably wouldn't do it for a -4. Like, there's nothing wrong with playing Andreas for, or well, you've got De Silva, but like if you've got Andreas, there's nothing wrong with playing him. Jar says James with a 50% chance of playing. That is ambitious. I'll put it that way. That is very ambitious. He's not playing. He's not playing. Darren Wakefield, the moderator in the chat, says, does anyone want to see my team? Darren, maybe replace myself with you, Darren, and you can show your team instead. Reefer says, show team or I drink your blackcurrant squash. No, this is mine. This is not for you. This is for me. But we'll throw a swig in for the Blackcurrant Squash Gang. There's so many gangs. Blackcurrant Squash Gang, Show Team Gang, Grub Gang. Akil says stop stalling. I'm not stalling. I'm going to show you my team in a second. I just want to make sure we are answering the questions first, and then I'll show you my team. I'll show you my, like, don't worry about it. Like, I will show you my team. It's fine. Oh dear. Ocean Ray says, what's your rank in the FPL Mate League? Not very good. You know that in the FPL Mate League, there's like, I think there's like 60,000 people in there. It's pretty mad. It is pretty mad. Any other, like, the Show Team Gang is going crazy in the chat. There's so many of you. There's so many. They all kind of appear in the last 10 minutes of the stream, don't they? I'll show you my team. Don't worry. I'm here to. More Pay Gang. Now More Pay Gang is a throwback, and Nathan Ferguson was a good one as well. Spelton says, "How's your wife teams doing?" Yeah, we're gonna get her in. We're gonna get the Mrs. FPL Mate back in the on the channel soon. Yeah, it's just been a time thing. It's just been a time thing. Odegaard or Rodrigo? Definitely prefer Rodrigo. Super chat from Nicholas says show team emoji should be like the spyglass, the magnifying glass. I'm gonna make a dedicated emoji. I'm gonna make it literally like after this stream. I'm gonna go away and make it. Few people remember the Morpay Gang updates on Zaha. I think Zaha is still out, isn't he? Lewis says show team. I need it. Oh yeah, well. Sajan says show. Oh, BLH says show team. Oh, Ben S says show. Obviously, Ben H is acknowledging all of the team. A Lamb here. Where's your team? Benu says show team. Zach says team. Corban says show team. Kieran says the show team gang is sweating. They're sweating out. Yeah, we are running out of time, to be fair. So yeah, you're right. No, I need to stop messing around because otherwise people aren't going to be able to see the team. So no, I do apologise. Yeah, sorry. Let's okay, just answer a couple more questions and then we'll show the team and then we'll go. So Britain says good luck everyone. Yes, definitely good luck to everyone. Yeah, I hope you all absolutely smash it. Show Gross, yeah, definitely will do that. Andre says, okay, Dan, here goes. Done Ramsdale to Raya, De Silva to Gross, KDB captain. Good luck. Good luck. It looks good. It looks good. Ayad says, show feet. Show feet. Einar says Neto will score twice. Do you think so? Do you think so? I don't know. A lot of people say show feet now. No, I'll show my team now, to be fair, because it's not fair. I've been messing you around too much. So this is my team. James is not going to play, obviously, but he's just going to sub out for Andreas. Gone for Salah captain, Kane vice captain, and oh no, I've done it again. I've done it again. I showed my team too late again. Oh. It was too late. I can't believe I've done it again. There was just so much going on in the chat. I got distracted. Oh, guys. Oh, no. I call myself an FPL YouTuber. I can't do a thing right. I can't do a thing right. Show Team Gang tears in the chat. The tears are in the chat. They've taken so many L's. The Show Team Gang has been mudded by my own negligence. Oh, God. Oh, my word. I'm so in the mud. In the mud. This is the unreal thing, right? Show Team Gang, like the Show Team Gang. If they watched any of my videos this week, they would know I wasn't making a transfer. All you had to do is for the first half an hour, 45 minutes of this stream, I showed my team. I said I'm not making a transfer. I showed who I was captaining. I said who I was captaining. My team was on screen. My team selection video earlier on today, literally uploaded it like a few hours ago, said I'm not making a transfer. Salah's going to be my captain. Like, this is the thing. If you want to find out my team, just watch my videos. It is so easy. If you are that desperate to copy someone's team, all you need to do is just watch their videos. It's so easy. But no, the show that I've got your number, Show Team Gang. You don't watch the content. You don't support the channel. You don't support FPL Mate. You turn up for 5 minutes at the end of the stream, and guess what you get? Guess what you take? You take L's. That's what you take. That's all you're taking home today. Them. That's it. That's all you get. Turn up for the last 5 minutes of the stream. That's all you get. Them. Yeah. We have fun. We have fun. I'm going to the Oscars. I'm going to the Oscars. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Oh, dear. The thing is, as soon as the deadline passed, you know, the Show Team Gang disappear anyway, so they probably didn't even hear any of that. Right, now, the Show Team, the Show Feet Gang haven't had their reward. So, look, people saying it's cringe, like, yeah, look, like, those of you guys who've been around here for a while, we do things a little bit differently. We have a bit of fun, right? FPL is meant to be fun. We're meant to have a laugh. We're meant to have a bit of banter. So if you want to cringe away, my friends, mate, go watch someone else. No, I'm joking, of course. Yeah, bit of fun. They're still here. Yeah, the Show Team Gang are here. The Show Team Gang are gonna start putting satellites above my house or something so they can see. FPL Maverick says the OG FPL Mate members are part of the Ferguson, the Ferguson era. That was an interesting one. Dorito of Death Gang. That needs to come back, you know. That needs to come back, the Dorito of Death. We need to talk about that more. Sam Preston says better acting than Amber Heard. Daniel Strikes his helicopter story. Oh, I haven't told that in a while, you know. I haven't told that in a while. Oh, I assume you want to wait till lineups. Keep streaming till lineups, right? And then we can just do some random chat for a bit. The thing is, the lineups we're getting will be Palace, Brentford, Fulham, Brighton. I suppose that's not too bad, but I think people are probably a little bit more interested in that Chelsea one. So maybe we do. All right, we can do enough. We'll go until the Chelsea lineup, and then I am actually going though. We'll go till the Chelsea lineup. Thivesh says, "Hey, I'm your new subscriber, and you look like Martinelli." People keep saying that every time I have like Martinelli on screen. People are like, "You look like Martinelli." Martinelli is a slightly younger chap than me, but we'll take it. The heroic doses has given me a $2 super chat for my acting. I appreciate that. Crump Dump also put in a super chat. I missed that. Sorry, Crump Dump, my new friend. What happened? Hope this makes you feel better. Nah, life is good. Life is good. You still have James in your team? Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not really interested in removing him, to be honest. He's only gonna be out. It's illness, you know. He's only gonna be out for this game week. I got Andreas to cover for one game week. I only have one. It's not like I have two transfers to use. If I had two transfers and didn't know what to spend them on, then I probably would have made the transfer, kind of like I was saying earlier. But I'm happy to just take the two transfers into next game week. I kind of like the look of this next fixture as well. West Ham at home for James, if he's back for that. Fulham away as well, obviously. And I think James is going to be playing at right wing back. I think he's going to be a really good player to have. A really good player to have when he's back in that right wing back position. So, yeah, sticking with him. Lucas says, "Okay, Dan, need to run to walk the dogs. Thanks for today. You're a legend as usual." Cheers, Lucas. Appreciate you. FPL Maverick says, "What's your transfers this week?" None for me. Jandre says, "Dan, do you plan on having kids and when?" Little at FPL baby would be fun. Bye. Yeah, future FPL champion, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, a couple of years. Paul Roberts says, FPL says James is a knock, not illness. I've got it on pretty good authority that it is illness and not a knock. But maybe FPL don't like to be definitive. If FPL don't know for 100%, they will put like something fairly ambiguous, like a knock. What's my transfer for next week? I haven't really decided yet. I've got two transfers. I want to get Haaland at some point, but I'm waiting to see when he's benched. Bradley says, "Why didn't you sub on Andreas?" You can just auto sub on. Not that bothered. You know, players on your bench just automatically substitute in, so I just didn't bother moving things around, you know. Even like maybe there's like a 1% chance that all of this news is fake and James is playing today. So for that reason, I just left him in the starting 11, and you know, obviously that's probably not going to happen, and we'll just have Andreas auto sub, and everything is cush tea. Emre Kappa says, "Captain Haaland, hashtag winter is coming." Good luck, my friend. What's the code for my league? My league code should be on screen, right? It's like, is it like over there somewhere underneath the blue bar? Way over there. Just go that way and then just keep going a little bit and you'll find it. Siddharth says, "Blackcurrant squash for next stream. Cheers." I have actually got the blackcurrant squash back today, to be fair. Thank you very much, Siddharth. I do appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, we are back in the blackcurrant squash. If we have a good week to this week, we'll stick with the blackcurrant squash. If we take an L this week, then we'll go back to the orange. By the way, guys, I was gonna like, you know, whilst we can just talk about random stuff, we don't need to talk too much about FPL over the next 20 minutes. I'm thinking of streaming FIFA. Not on this channel. I'll probably do it on Twitch or something. But yeah, I'm wondering if anyone would actually be interested in that. Because I'm thinking of it. If like people would be interested in like some FIFA streams. Because when that new games comes out, I'll be obviously all over that. Like a big FIFA fan. But yeah, if enough people would be interested in watching that, do some pack openings, play some champs and stuff like that, then I'll stream it. But if not, if there's not much interest, I won't bother. People were asking about the deadline. Yeah, the deadline's passed 10 minutes ago. So yeah, you are past that. This is the team I'm going with for this game week. A few people sounds like they're interested in some FIFA. Someone suggested pro clubs as well. Rajan says, "How's your garden getting on?" It's looking really good. I posted a video on Twitter the other day if you want to see. Dan B says, "Are you good at FIFA?" I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know. I usually last season I was sort of getting between 12 and 15 wins on foot champs, which I think is fairly decent, but it's not like, it's not like elite levels, obviously. Christopher Messel, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate you. Dabundi says, Dan, what do you think about the Southampton defender Bella Kotchap watch list? Yeah, I'm not sure because Southampton aren't a great defence, and I also don't expect Bella Kotchap to get too many attacking returns throughout the season, so I'm not sure. Let's see. James won't start now. FIFA stream would be awesome. All right. We'll do it. Yeah, I'll have to get a capture card and we'll set something up. Also, I don't really like doing it on a monitor, so I probably wouldn't do it in here. I'd probably have to like sort out a setup downstairs. Tim says, Dan, why not do watch-alongs? I am gonna do some watch-alongs. I think I'm gonna do a watch-along for this weekend. What I'll probably do is I'll do a deadline stream, and then I'll turn the deadline stream into a watch-along. And then we'll do Liverpool versus Everton is the first game of next game week, right? Let's just double check that. If so, we might let's do a watch along for that. All right, yeah. In fact, put that in your diary, guys, if you're interested. Obviously, I'm going to be on triple Liverpool, so I'll be pretty invested in this one. But yeah, we'll do a watch along. Everton versus Liverpool. Probably play some fan slide as well on that one. TJ Frank says, I hope you're not a PSG dude. Well, my ultimate team last year is full of, or this year is full of PSG players. I'm not going to lie. FIFA 2000 is still the best. I never played that. My first FIFA was FIFA 2002, I would say. I think I got it from like the bargain bin, like right at the end of its cycle. Way before Ultimate Team. People asking what an auto sub is. Basically, an auto sub in FPL is when one of your starting players doesn't play. What happens is the first player on your bench, if they're eligible, will automatically substitute in. So, for example, Reece James is not going to play this game week. So, FPL, at the end of the game week, FPL will switch James out and replace him with Andreas. And that will be my auto sub. There we go. A few people still talking about James. Yeah, he's not going to play. Yeah, I know, it's fine. I just left James on the pitch. Tim Inman says, I always see your messages on Twitter mid-game. Live reactions on watch-alongs would be great. Yeah, the thing is, it's quite time-consuming though, isn't it? Like, I don't know if I can be interesting for that long. But we'll try it. We'll try it the weekend. We'll try it out. Jeremy Baker says, goal on the original Nintendo is the GOAT of football video games, Team Italy. Never played that. I think actually my first ever football game, I don't know if any of you guys remember this. Let's do a Google. Is International Superstar Soccer. Do you guys remember this game? Like, we are really going back. I think I had this secondhand on like the PlayStation 2 or something. A long time ago. But it was like, I think it's a Japanese game. I'm not sure which version it was. I didn't even know there was multiple versions. This looks familiar. But yeah, it was like this one. This is the one. This one here I had. And you can still buy it for £3.24 on Amazon. I don't know what version that is, but that is the game, the first ever football game I bought. Do you guys remember that? That's probably quite niche, to be fair. Like, especially like if you're kind of a little bit younger. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. I don't even know. I've ended the poll, by the way. Poll results, 53% Salah, 30% Haaland, 8% other, and 7% Jesus. Brian says ISS is what eFootball used to be. I did not know that. I did not know that. Score Hero, not heard of that. Dan Cross says, I remember playing a football game on my uncle's Mega Drive. Classic, classic. Astro's Legacy says, who remembers the footy game Red Card? I remember that as well. I do remember that. Copite says, you ever watch Super Strikers, Dan? No, I haven't. Is that a game or is it a TV show? Jandro says, live reactions video, going to take some editing, but could be fun getting your reactions about players as it happens. Yeah, but the thing is, you can't edit live streams. You know, it's done. You know, once the live stream is out there, it's out there. Like, you can't really do editing on the fly very well. I don't really know how to... We'll figure something out, obviously. I'll have to do some more graphics for the streams and some more slides. Because so far, I only actually have 3 slides. No, I actually have 5. I have 5... I have 5 OBS streaming... presets, scenes that I use. I have the starting soon page, which has this on. We have the outro page that has this on. Excuse all the music. We have this one I use for recording videos, where it has me nice and big on the screen. And we have another one. Is it this one? Yeah, we have this one, which I sometimes use to record videos where I'm showing things on the screen. And then we just have the main one, which has this whole intro, so you're going to have to watch the intro again. There you go. And now we're back. Well, we're back. David Jones says, do you still have your PS2? Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. I wouldn't even have a... In fact, where would it be? Like, to be fair, they broke. I think I went through probably three PlayStation 2s, to be fair. Jandre says, just record, edit, and put it on a Tuesday. No, the whole idea, the whole fun of a watch-along is it's got to be live reactions. I don't know if I'd want to re-upload it. Fardine says, do you know what happened when your stream was on ages after you stopped it? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Jurgen says, did you make your own slides? Yeah. Like, everything on this channel is well, actually, like 99% I made. The only thing, the one thing I didn't make is that intro. Because I'm okay at editing, that kind of thing, but it takes me so long. So I was like, I'm just going to pay someone to do it for me. I'll get some good use out of it. And to be fair, the intro video has been in something like over 400 videos so far. So I've got some good use out of it. So worth the money. Lucy says, when's the stream ending? We're going to go for another like 40 minutes. Not 40 minutes, like 30 minutes. We're just going to get the team news confirmed. And then we'll like the lineups. And then we'll call it a day. We'll all go get some dinner. We'll all go sit down, watch the footy. Do a watch along tomorrow. Tomorrow's just there's not going to be enough time because it's going to take a little bit of prep to sort out my slides and my scenes and everything to just get things looking normal. I don't really know how to do it, to be honest. FPL Josh says, hi FPL mate. I enjoyed my birthday on the weekend thanks to your amazing tips. Well, I'm very glad, Josh. And yeah, once again, happy birthday. 99 points. That's unreal, by the way. Unreal. Blue Militia says, I've always wondered, nerdy question here, is your shutter speed on your camera the same or double the FPS of your videos? Occasionally the motion looks odd. What, on the streams? The streams look a little bit kind of not perfect sometimes, just because my internet is basically not very good. Which I know doesn't help, but I live like in the middle of the countryside, so the internet is just not very available, and I don't really want to move to a city, but you know, it's gonna, if I ever move house again, it's, you know, I'm probably gonna have to buy like a new build or something like that has like better internet. Yeah, I don't know. When do lineups become available? We'll find out in 10 minutes, the first ones. Ray Perry says Rick Shields has your theme song in one of his vids. Watch out for that. It's not my theme song, to be fair. It's a royalty-free track that I pay for a license to use it. I don't own the song. Obviously, I'm not the recording artist. As much as I'd love to be a musician, not quite me. Not quite me. Sam says, are you a football fan? Because you seem really posh for a football fan. I wouldn't say I'm posh necessarily. Am I football? I'm definitely a football fan. I'm not really a stadium football fan. That's a little bit intense. A little bit intense. I'm a bit too soft for that, I think. Now I do go to the occasional game, of course. But yeah, I'm definitely a football fan. But I'm like an armchair football fan. An armchair football fan. Blue Malicious, I think, on both videos and streams. All right. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not amazing at those kind of things, really. Yeah. Lucy says, do squads starting lineups come out 30 minutes before the game? An hour before the game lineups are released publicly, yeah. Are Arsenal winning the league? Yes. Joe says, why is yours not saying James injured? Because I hadn't refreshed my page, basically. Tim says, no upper/middle class people like football. That's not true. That's not true. Doddy says, are you going to any games anytime soon? Nothing's like booked in, but yeah, like I am going to be going to some games soon. Yeah, I'll be going to a few Arsenal games over the course of the season, I imagine. And possibly some Chelsea games as well, which is cool. Tyler says, since when did you have to be a roadman to be a football fan? I don't know. FFS Fantasy says, hey Dan, been a privilege to be included in your 100 expert videos. No, honestly, thank you. Like, the people who contribute to those 100 experts videos, like, you guys are absolute legends. Absolute legends. We got the show team gang are back. They're back and they're late. Do they think the deadline's in oh god. Is there a new wave of show team gang that may think that the deadline's at 6:30? Zodiacs wants a helicopter story. Oh, shall I tell the helicopter story? There's probably a few new subscribers since I last told it, to be fair, a few new viewers, because the channel has like grown like insanely over the last year. Like, I'm so happy, like so appreciative of all you guys' support recently. It's actually mad. You guys are actual like proper legends. Yeah. But okay, fine. We'll do the helicopter story. We only got 7 minutes, so I have to do an abridged version. Okay, so this is a story that happened to me that was reasonably interesting, I think. Right. This was when I was in 6th form. I would have been 16 or 17. So, it was year 13. So I would have been 17, I think. So when I was 17 years old, in 6th form, it's like still in school. It's like the last year, if you're not from the UK, it's like the last year of schooling you do. And at my school, there was a kind of like a mufti day is what they're called, like dress up day, where you dress up as a certain thing, and it was for charity. So you come in, you don't wear your normal clothes, you come in, you pay like £1 for charity, and you can wear whatever clothes you want. But there was a theme this time. The theme was dress up as the thing you wanted to be when you were a child. When you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up? And the cool dude that I am, Obviously, when I was a child, I wanted to be an archaeologist. Funny how things turn out. Like an FPL YouTuber is very far away from an archaeologist, so maybe I took some wrong turns in life that somehow righted themselves. Yeah, so I dressed up as an archaeologist. I'll have to find the photos. The photos somewhere, but I'll have to re-find it. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter or Instagram later. And yeah, so I was dressed up. Everyone was dressed up. People have different props and stuff. One of my friends had a prop cap gun. I don't know if you know what a cap gun is. I'm not talking about cap gun, Tom. Let's do a Google. So, like, a cap gun is like a fake gun. It was something like this. So, but it was something like this because it was bright blue. So, a bright blue gun, orange cap on the end there, and has the little like things. Cap, are they called caps? I don't know. Like the caps inside that make a bang noise when you pull the trigger. It just makes a little like a firecracker, that kind of bang. So I had one of those, and a few people saying same, by the way. They wanted to be archaeologists as well. It's crazy. Like, I like dinosaurs. I got a dinosaur right here. He's part of the setup. I'm a dinosaur fan. What can I say? So yeah, one of my friends had that gun, and you know, we were kind of messing around with it in school. But anyway, we went out for like lunch. So we went for a quick drive to go to a shop to buy some you know, sandwich or something, right? And as we were driving, I was kind of in the car driving. When we were driving, I was kind of in the passenger seat. I had this fake gun, and I thought I'd like kind of lean out the window and fire a few caps in the air, you know, a couple of swag bag. Thank you for becoming a member, by the way. A few caps in the air, bang, bang, bang. You know, a little bit of fun. I was, you know, 17 years old, a bit of an idiot if I'm completely honest, and having some fun. So anyway, everything was good. Went to the shop, got the lunch, returned home. After that, returned back to the school because lunch break was coming to an end. Needed to get to lessons soon. Except, when I arrived back at the school, there was armed police everywhere in the school car park. Like, I'm talking everywhere. We're talking vans. We're talking, you know, police walking around with Alsatians, German Shepherds, you know, sniffer dogs, you know, people, you know, police officers with the full kind of protective gear on, assault rifles, and these guys with the assault rifles, you know, they identify the people who are in the car as these suspects. For something, there's these suspects. So they throw me onto the front of the police car. They obviously not in my back literally, but you know, they were armed police. You know, that you could see that they had guns. Obviously handcuffed me, hands behind, handcuffed, and I had to stay in these handcuffs. This is the only time I've ever been handcuffed, which maybe says more about my sex life than it should. But I'm in these handcuffs, like face down on this police car, and they're like searching me, like searching for a gun. And they say, "Where is the gun? Where is the gun?" They're searching the car. Where is the gun? Where is the gun? Obviously, they find this cap gun, the blue cap gun, and they find that and they say, no, where is the real gun? Where is the real gun? This is not what we're looking for. Where's the real gun? And this is just gone crazy. And the reason why it's called a helicopter story is because there's a helicopter circling that had tracked us down, has been circling the school, circling the area where I live in, trying to find me. Now, those of you who don't know this, it costs something like $5,000 for the resource to launch a helicopter and send them on a search. It costs, like, the police, the government, whatever, something like £5,000 for the helicopter launch alone. So there's $5,000 worth of police resource circling the air. Obviously, all these vans, dogs, everything going on. Where's the gun? Where is the gun? There obviously is no gun. I tried to explain, no, I don't know what's going on. It turned out what had happened, I know this is the short version. It turns out what had happened is that someone had called the police and said they had been shot. I don't mean someone fired at them. Someone had reported that they had been shot by someone in this specific car. Mad. So they are thinking, yes, I appreciate that this is the fake gun, but someone has been shot. Now, obviously, when the full due diligence was done, it turned out this person had not been shot. They were walking past and they saw someone with a blue gun and kind of had assumed that was a real gun, and they'd heard the pop noises of that gun and thought someone had shot at them. Obviously they said they were hit on the phone to the police, so the police are obviously taking that very, very seriously. Someone's been shot. That's a huge thing here in the UK, because shootings just do not happen in the UK at all, or very, very rarely. And basically that was it. So once I'd have to be in the handcuffs for like hours. You know, like this went on because it took a while for them to get to the bottom of this, and the fact that no one had actually been shot. It just was the bang bang gun noise. But yeah, I think I got expelled pretty much after that. Well, not expelled. I was only allowed back into the school to do my exams and to hand in my like coursework, because it was just such bad press. It was such a big thing that, you know, this was like, to be fair, I was not great at school. I'm not gonna lie. I was constantly misbehaving and stuff like that. But yeah, that was kind of the last straw, and I got kicked out of school and was only allowed to return to do my exams and stuff. But yeah, that's the helicopter story. So yeah. That's all I got for you. That's what I got for you. But yes, no one was hurt. No one was harmed. Lineups are out. Let's go back to FPL, I suppose. But yeah, no, that's like probably probably the craziest thing that ever has happened to me. So yeah, I've spoken about it before on this channel, and obviously people like that story. It's an interesting one, right? I'm just waiting for the for FPL to retweet the team, so I don't have to go through all of them. But there we go. Fardine says, did you end up going to university? I did in the end, but it took me a little bit longer, and I dropped out of university as well. But honestly, an absolutely mad situation to find yourself in. Blaze says, did the victim survive? Yeah, the victim was just fine. Chocolate Square said, how long were you in prison for? I never actually went to prison because they couldn't find anything. They couldn't, like, obviously there wasn't anything to find. So I was just handcuffed for a while, for a few hours, whilst you know, the police were kind of trying to get to the bottom of it, really. A few people asking for my ethnicity for some reason. I am 1/4 Nigerian and 3/4 white, if you count that as mixed race. I know some people are very for some reason very, very angsty about what they call mixed race and what they don't call mixed race, but I do consider myself mixed race. I don't know if that factored in. So Estepinian is playing. He's playing. What have we got here? So anything interesting? No, so Mwepu, McAllister, defensive midfielders. Back. Wait, or is that the case? Someone's playing. Oh no, Veltman's there. So Webster, Dunk, Veltman in the centre back positions. March and Estepinian out wide. Who's playing striker? This is what I'm trying to work out. Is Pascal Gross playing striker? Is Saicedo playing striker? Is Trossard playing striker? Let's see. But yeah, all the main guys, unless you're a Welbeck owner, like, surprising to see him on the bench. But well, never mind. Do many people own him? Fulham have got, I mean, who cares? I'm joking. Andreas is playing. Mitrovic is playing. Aside from that, who else do people own from Fulham? Maybe Stansfield. A few people own Stansfield, don't they? But yeah, he's kind of a bench option anyway, right? People saying Gross up front. McAllister won't be the striker. He's been doing really well. McAllister's been doing really well in the slightly more defensive position, is to be fair. I don't know. Gross strike would be good. Mike Hunt, I'm not, God's sake. Mike says, what is, you got me. Mike says, what is your jersey? This is the Corinthians 2022. Wait, 2022 jersey, I think. Damn it. Always read things before you say them out loud when streaming. Black Blood Strong, he's only 25%. Why do people care so much? Why can't I be mixed race? Why is that not allowed? I am part Nigerian. That is a fact. White people seem to have no problem calling me not white. But that's perhaps a tale for another time. Why are they not retweeting the other lineups? Oh, there we go. I just missed them. All right, Brentford, we've got no... Wait, have we got every... Well, no De Silva. No De Silva. That's a small L, right? Don't know how I feel about that. Palace. Zaha's back. Zaha's back for Palace. Elise Eze, Mateta's playing. Anything interesting here in the Palace lineup, or is that pretty standard? It's pretty standard, isn't it? Yeah, the big news, I suppose, is De Silva is on the bench, and maybe Welbeck. Maybe kind of interesting as well, that he's benched. Aside from that, like, is Pascal Gross playing as a striker? That is what I want to know. I wish he was. I don't think he is, but you never know. You never know. Palace back to a back four this week. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah, good point. Yeah, but to be fair, we kind of half expected that. You know, Liverpool. No, Man City. Sorry, it's a slightly different fixture. They are not. You know, they do. Crystal Palace do like to go back five in those difficult games. Yeah, people mentioned Lewis Potter. I'm kind of interested to see how he does. He's like meant to be like the next Bowen, right? The next Bowen. So we'll see how he gets on. Harry says Gross will get a red card. Really? Really? I will cry. I'll cry. Mwepu and Gross both strikers right and left, but that wouldn't be their normal formation, because their normal... Right, let's have a look at their lineup from last week, and we'll kind of work it out from there. But I'm not really convinced by that. Brighton versus... Who did they play last? Leeds. So, just to kind of visualise, that is not their formation, for God's sake. Yeah. It's more like a 3-4-2-1. It's like a 3-4-2-1 formation, really, isn't it? With obviously a striker, and then last week Gross and Trossard were playing behind. McAllister and Caicedo were playing deeper. So that's not really very helpful. So thank you very much, Google. You have been useless. I couldn't find it on One Football. Will you have the Brighton game from... What day was it? That Saturday, or that was a Saturday game? Well, they've got it down as a 4-4-2 as well, but it's not really a 4-4-2, is it? I guess it depends in attack or defence. I would not. It's such a unbalanced 4-4-2 that I'm not really happy to call it a 4-4-2. But I mean, fine. If we want to talk, if we want to call Gross a striker, I'm happy to do it. But he's more of a second striker, isn't he? He's more of a just behind the striker player. Check SofaScore average position. Ooh, that's a good idea. I've not actually looked at these before, but I've heard of it. Can we go on their match and see what the average position during that match is, and we can kind of figure it out that way? Can go on the match. No. What do I need to be searching? Someone help me out. Apologise to Google. 3-4-2-1. Yeah, that's what I would describe it as, a 3-4-2-1 rather than a 4-4-2. But SofaScore have got it down as a 4-4-2 as well. Maybe I should be calling it 4-4-2. But yeah, how do I get average position? Because that might give us a slightly better idea. If anyone could let me know. Because I don't really use this. It's on the lineups tab. I'm on lineups here. And then what do I do? I'm lost. Help me. Help me. Oh, this is why I don't use strange things on stream. You click on the player for average position. Oh, right, so you can't see for the whole game. Oh, right, I see. So you kind of hover over them. Can you guys see that, though? That's kind of gone off the side of the screen a little bit there, hasn't it? How do I fix that? Can I just make this narrower? This is going to look kind of dodgy for a second, I think, if I do this, but that's a little bit too narrow. Let's go like here. You see that okay? Continuing browser, what the? Oh, now it's mudded everything. And now it won't show me the average positions anymore. Oh no, I have to click on them. Right, can you guys see that okay? Yeah, that's better. So yeah, this is kind of what I mean. That's the average positioning. That's not a striker. That's like a right attacking midfielder. That is a striker. That's in the centre. Trossard, that is advanced for a left midfielder. And I'm guessing Solly March, yeah, fairly deep on the right. And Estupinian is fairly advanced on the left because he's not a left back, he's a left wing back. So I don't know why this is really being called a 4-4-2 because it's just not. Saicedo and McAllister kind of in the centre as their heat map. So yeah, it's like a 3-4-2. Not a 3-4-2, a 3-4-2-1. With Danny Welbeck in the centre. So why do people keep calling it a 4-4-2? It's not what it is. It doesn't actually play out like that. I mean, I'm sure that was really, really exhilarating chat, by the way. Who cares? Who cares about all that? Let's try and fix the screen. Oh, wait, how do I do that? Let me reline things up. If I go in here, because we're kind of off, I like to line it up for this. So, is that better? Kinda. Yeah, I'm doing things on the fly. Live editing, guys. Absolute class. Absolute class. Swagbag says, I am part Norwegian. No one in Copenhagen cares. Yeah, but yeah, that is fair enough. But admittedly, Norwegians and Danes are kind of genetically similar. So there's probably not too much visual difference. Whereas in most countries, really, if someone is visually looks different, particularly in the UK, there's not, or certainly when I was growing up, there is no people of there are very, very few people with kind of small with tanned skin. Obviously there's people with who have their ethnicities are very obvious, but there's no one really with tanned skin. So someone like me is usually assumed to be kind of Spanish or Italian or Portuguese or something like that, which is just not true. But we move. Whereas places like Brazil, I'd be like, hey, I look like all of you guys. We're the same. Just a couple more minutes, guys, and we are getting the next lineups. FPL Diz says, hi Dan, what do you use for your graphics? I use Photoshop for doing most of the. Photoshop I would recommend to use. I actually use an absolutely ancient bit of software for graphic design, but I really I don't want to promote it because it's just because I haven't adapted very well. But yeah, use Photoshop is the best for making your graphics. Premiere Pro is fantastic for editing, and obviously, if you can go one further, After Effects is good, but I can't do After Effects. I'm not that advanced, really. But yeah, Photoshop, Premiere Pro. Those are your two friends when it comes to editing videos and stuff. Rahul says, do you think Arsenal will sign more players? Possibly, Possibly. You never know. Janta says focal raid. There's a one-man focal raid here. Well, thank you, Oscar, if you did send anyone. But yeah, still don't know where Gross is playing. But I really hope. I really hope he's playing a striker. I cannot wait to watch that. If so, cannot wait to watch that. 1 minute until we've got the Chelsea lineup, and we'll get that. We'll get that confirmed. Saicedo is pronounced. Oh, Caicedo, not Saicedo. Yeah, that's my bad. Okay, Caicedo. Got ya. Chris says Photoshop is the best, but the most difficult to learn. Yeah. Fardine says turns out Gross plays in goal. Imagine. Omar says I captain Rodrigo just for fun. Wish me luck. I might get a heart attack. It could work. You never know. Back to the thing about Arsenal signing more players. Possibly. I think, now that we've got Party and El Neni out, there's maybe a chance. That we might see another defensive midfielder like a Tielemans come in. I think Arsenal are still in the market for one more winger as well. So whoever that may be could be interesting. And we've got a two-man vocal raid now. Oscar, are you here? Are you here? Are you there? Blaze says, "Oh my God, Reece James not in the squad." Shock horror. How could this happen? Gross is a striker. Just checked on Brighton Hove Albion website. Yeah, but would they know any more of the tactics? Man, if Gross, oh my word, if Pascal Gross starts playing as a striker every game week, then this is just the most unreal player, right? The most unreal player. Any update on our teams? Come on, let me see him. I can't be asked to go onto the Chelsea page. All right, fine, I'll do it. Fine. Chelsea, show me. Okay, Mendy, Azpilicueta. All right, now they're playing Azpilicueta right centre back. Now they're playing him there. Now that Reece James is not in the squad, now we're playing Azpilicueta right centre back. Okay, got you, Tuchel. Got you, mate. Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, who's obviously back. Cucurella playing left wing back. Loftus-Cheek, right wing back, I guess. Jorginho. So Mount, is that Mount playing deeper, or is this like maybe a 4? I mean, Chelsea is another one of those formations that's different in attack and defence, isn't it? But interesting to see Ziyech on the team sheet, isn't it? I'm not sure I expected to see that one. And sorry for sneezing. 1 sneeze per stream. That's how we do things here. Chilwell on the bench as always. Tragic, absolutely tragic. 4-3-3 maybe. That makes kind of a little bit more sense. Yeah, 4-3-3 with Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, and Mount in midfield. 4-2-2, possibly. Don't know. But yeah, it's going to be different in attack versus defence anyway, isn't it? Is it worth looking at the Southampton team? Do people care? We'll have a look. And then I am disappearing. Whilst I'm doing that, Brew FN says tips on growing an audience from scratch. Find a niche that not many other people are doing, or at least you feel like you can do it a little bit better. Find some, yeah. Because when I first started this channel, not to sound, this is probably not going to come across well. There's no way of ever making these things come across well. But I feel like when I first started in the FPL space, there wasn't many people, and the stuff that was out there, I felt like, I could do that quite. I feel like I can improve on what's already going on here. So I got in there and I started it. So yeah, I hopped in the right moment. But if people like, if FPL Focal, for example, started making videos 1 year earlier, he would be bigger than me, for example. It's just about timing, identifying a niche that you can grow pretty quickly, and just being better than what's already out there. That's always the problem. People always want to do gaming videos or football related videos, but there's already hundreds, thousands, like arguably tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people all trying to do exactly the same thing. And when there's that many people doing the same thing, you have to be better than them. You have to bring something new. Otherwise, why would they choose to watch you over all of the already established? So yeah, that's kind of what I would suggest in terms of how to grow a channel from scratch. It's difficult. It's difficult, but if you hit on the right thing, then there you go. David says niche like 2 sneezes in a stream. Yeah, exactly. That's something you can add. That's something you can add. And drinking a different flavoured squash, perhaps. All right, guys. We're going to wrap things up. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours today, which is absolutely mad. Jandre says, huge shout out to you, Dan. Thanks for always helping. Appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Jandre. A regular of the streams. A regular old mate. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's now someone said there's now loads of people doing FPL content. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was lucky that I was kind of one of the earlier ones. There was still like maybe 100 people doing it, but like, yeah, with respect, people, the production value was not incredibly high, and there wasn't too many kind of, I don't know, exciting. Like there's no way of me saying this without people calling me arrogant, but certainly now there's so many people absolutely smashing it, fantastic FPL channels, but that wasn't as much of the case. Even like, Let's Talk FPL, he was good then, but his quality of content was nowhere near then what it is now. He's really improved as well, and everyone's improved and everyone's up their game now, but that wasn't really the case before. So it was kind of primed for someone to come in there and throw everything into it, put a load of effort and try and create some real personality driven high-ish production value. I mean, you can't really do high production value in FPL because you just have to make so many videos. But there we go. How long have you been doing it? Just over 2 years now. Maybe, 2 and a bit years. Janta says, give me a shout out. Shout out to Janta. Right, stop distracting me. Stop distracting me. I'm going. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you did enjoy the football tonight. Hopefully see a few of you guys over on Twitter where we'll be talking about the games live. If you haven't followed me on Twitter already, it's at FPL Mate. Amazing. Maybe we can get the Twitter to 100k at some point over the next year. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, whatever. Appreciate you guys to hell. Enjoy the football. Big up Grobby gang. Let's kill it, boys. And I'll see you later, mates. Bye bye.